Good evening, everyone. So glad to see all your faces and hear your voices. And thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to join this team Zoom tonight. And I'm super excited because Kurt Heisey is going to be hosting this. He's just back from Elite Academy in Anaheim, California, and he has some really exciting things to share. I think everyone here knows Kurt. He's a Pro 7 in LifeVantage, and he's just an amazing leader and a lot of fun, a businessman, a missionary, and all kinds of things that he does. And so with that, Kurt, I'm going to turn it over to you. Are you on here, Kurt?
Yep, I'm here. Now, don't be jealous of my hat, Julie. Okay. So might have a little hat envy tonight because I have this beautiful sombrero, and they gave these out to all those that qualified for the wonderful trip down to Puerto Vallarta. And I know I probably said that wrong, but anyway, this is the hat that they gave us. And so I say that just by the fact that, you know, whenever you qualify for an incentive trip, they treat you absolutely amazing. And they have another trip getting ready to go to Ireland. Okay, so doesn't that sound like fun? It sounds like a lot of fun. And so here's the thing, and I'm just going to give you a really short. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll go into a little bit more later, but I'm going to bring up some pictures on PowerPoint. I just got home last night after a 3.5-week trip. And so I'm going to share my screen here.
Yeah, I love your hat, Kurt.
Share screen. Well, I knew that you would like it, Julie. So especially for you, Julie, get this hat. Let me just see. Can you see that? Okay. There you see the picture of the Pacesetter car that they gave away. If you didn't want the car, you could just take $50,000. So it was pretty neat. Sadly, I didn't win. I was going to call Julie and say, Julie, your name was just called. Your name was just called, but I didn't want to really throw her off because I knew she felt really bad about it because you had to be there to win. Anyway, so one lucky person did win that. And it was a great thing. The first meeting that I went to was the compliance meeting, which, I mean, they're just talking about the most important thing about compliance is they want to reduce the risk that they have. And so they're going to give a training platform so you can learn basically how to tell your story, how to tell about the product, how to talk about the opportunity, what you can say and what you shouldn't say, so you don't get into legal, so the company doesn't get into legal trouble. And so then there's going to be a certification level on building your business, how to do a bunch of things, how to change your country, or do what bonus buying is, or buyback. What is their buyback policy? We have a company that if somebody has product and for some reason doesn't want it anymore, they'll buy it back. When will they do that, and how will they do that? They're going to give some back office way to do that, and then they're going to the advanced will be train the trainer and training at other local events. So just a little bit about compliance. They're going to give some awards, some things like that, and be a little videos with questions at the end. So for those that love compliance, anyway, I went to that meeting and found out about some things. Then I went to the leadership meeting. And this was really pretty interesting, that 80% of the revenue that comes into LifeVantage is on subscription orders, okay? And that is up a lot from 12 months ago. And as far as sales, they're up $2 million a month from a year ago, okay? That's $6 million a quarter. Gary, what's the stock been doing last month, Gary?
Rhino.
He's looking for his mute button. All right, he didn't hit his mute button. He's still muted, but anyway, it's been surging. Okay, and that is because there he is.
Yeah, the stock has been doing really well. It's gone actually from about $4.50 or $5 over the last 5 or 6 weeks up to $9.50. It was as high as $10 once today, but I like to watch the stock because, in my opinion, that is a good monitor of how well the company's doing. So, hey, a triple in the stock price in the last couple of months is great.
Yeah. So what the CEO, Darren Jensen, was saying, that the more outside institutional shareholders are seeing what's going on, and they're seeing that we're a good thing. We have something that's real. It's not just something for a year, but something that's going to last a long time. The stock, actually, when you're recruiting, helps to provide validity for this company. Okay, so our recruitment numbers are booming. They had more new Pro 7s this quarter for this Elite Academy than ever. It's the most I've ever had. They had over 2,000 people qualify as pace setters, and they're looking to make that program permanent. And here's why that's important. When you enroll someone, you want to show them the pace setter program, which enables them to earn in 4 months up to an extra $700. That's why you go to someone and say, listen, there's never been a better time to enter. They have just instituted a pace setter program, and how would you like to make an extra $700 on top of everything else? Say, on top of what I could make when I joined. They didn't have a pace setter program. So really use that in your recruiting. And so also, last month, at the end of June, 33% were on the Platinum Pack, which is up a lot from a year ago. And so he was congratulating everybody on what they were doing there. So, okay. So the company, their fiscal year starts in July, and what they're going to do this next year, continue international expansion. In June, I was at the launch in Taiwan, which is going to be a huge, huge market. Something like 40% of all the Taiwanese are involved in direct marketing, direct sales. They're going to continue the red carpet program. What's the red carpet program? If you know someone that is an existing leader of a network marketing company, but they're not all that happy, but they're doing really well, we have a red carpet program. Now, don't try to be grabbing people from other network marketing, but if they're looking, and guess what? A lot are, okay? A lot are. You can bring them to Salt Lake City. They will actually fly them out there, give them a tour, let them know what they're doing for that. They're going to continue to develop the LV app. Now, maybe we can talk a little bit more later about the LifeVantage app, but if you have not done anything with this LifeVantage app, you want to make sure that you get that downloaded, okay? They're going to have a new product category introducing that in October. Now, they didn't exactly clarify as to what that was. However, it's quite possible I could have my curly locks back in a period of time. No. Anyway, they're going to strengthen the current markets and upgrade their business system. So those are a couple things. Remember, Global Convention, Salt Lake City. These are really business and life-changing things that happen. And so I would encourage everybody to get your early bird discount by July 29th. Okay? And it's $179. After that, it's $249. Couple other fun facts. Australia had the biggest month ever. Mexico is growing well. They have a new office in Guadalajara. And Canada is growing unbelievable. So they actually, and Europe is, Germany had a huge push. There was a guy on stage that went Pro 7 in 4 weeks. Not 4 years, 4 weeks. So he said, so how do I do this? It's easy. I get 10 who get 10, and we all get platinum packs. And he said, but his one friend, he said, well, my one good friend, he only get 5. So what I do? He said he found a farmer, and that farmer enrolled and got 25 new platinum packs that month. So it made up and it pushed him over. Can you imagine Pro 7 in 4 weeks? So how would you like get 3 or 4 of them in your group? We all would, right? We'd all love that. So the new app, okay, over the last few months, what the corporate's been doing is they've been streamlining, and we have been knowing it, the checkout service, and they rebuilt it from the bottom up. So now they have a new checkout process that has been bomb-proof, and this is going to be optimized for, your mobile phone, okay, first. And here's a fun fact that we got is that 64% of visitors to LifeVantage, to your site, are on their mobile phones now, not their computers. That's going to continue to grow and grow. They're going to be streamlining the distributor enrollment from the phone, soon to be launched. So that, let's say it's like this. You have a friend, and let's say that friend is John Jackson. And John Jackson, you send him a link, he watched it on his phone, on his app, and you send him a link, and it already has, because all the contact info you have on him on your phone, like his phone number, his email, and maybe his address, that's already filled out when he gets that invitation to check out. So it can streamline it very, very fast. So here's another thing that maybe you didn't know is on all your web pages, when somebody goes to look at it, in the bottom right-hand corner, you see a little blue button. It's a comment button. And during business hours, Mountain Time, you can say, hey, I had a question. Do I need to put my middle name, initial or middle name, or they call me Johnny, but my real name is Jonathan. You can type any question in there, and they'll get back to you. If there's nobody in there, then there's like a little robotic chat for commonly asked questions. So on each page of your website. So that's a really neat thing to get feedback, and they're trying to make it more customer friendly. Science seminar. Now, there's a lot of things they went over about the Vitality Pack, but this is what stood out to me, and we have limited time tonight. This is some very new study that just had this data out for like 5 days on NRF1, okay, at 8 hours, okay, and at 12 hours. Look at the increase on DNA synthesis ratio. That's how does the mitochondria replicate and rebuild itself. Look at the increase with NRF1. That is absolutely amazing. So that was a very, very good chart to see. And so, many of us, we really felt something when we took the NRF1. This shows scientifically that increase in those little powerhouses of the cell, their synthesis of what they have. So that mitochondria protein. So that's absolutely amazing. Also, hey, we have a new video. Okay, how many have seen the new video? Any? All right. Okay, you can see it on lifeactivators.net. I uploaded it there. Let me just pull over here and let's see what we can get here.
Have you ever upgraded your phone just because your old one couldn't keep up anymore? If so, did you know that by doing so, you unlocked this secret to awe-inspiring memory, metabolism, and energy? Well, let me explain. Your smartphone is a powerful supercomputer, a complex system of code and hardware working together seamlessly. Well, at least that's how it starts out. We all know the longer you use your phone, the slower it gets. The code from your new Angry Bird.
Okay, I'm not going to give it all to you, okay? But it's pretty interesting, and it's less than 5 minutes long. So you can go to lifeactivators.net. You can also find it on YouTube. And also it's in your app. So in your app, it's very easy to find. You click on media, and why don't you get your phone out right where you have it? If you have the app, open your phone, and if you've downloaded the app, click on media. Okay, and you're going to see something like this. Okay, and then you're going to click on new products right there. Okay, see that blue button? You're going to click on new, and you're going to see several things. The first thing is, and we're going to get to this shortly, is the 2 new PowerPoints that we have, and then you're going to see the video. Okay, and right there's the video, and you click on that again, and guess what? You can play the video. Okay, so pretty amazing because you have it with you wherever you go. So I encourage you to make sure you have the app, and with the app you can watch the video with someone right there, or you can actually send it to them right from your app. Get to know your app. Spend some time to just learn it. Yeah, okay,
Have you
there
ever
it is.
upgraded your phone just because your old one couldn't keep up anymore? If so, did you know that by doing so, you unlocked the secret to awe-inspiring?
All right, so check it out. It's a lot of fun. Also, we have a new PowerPoint presentation. I'm really excited about this because it's so important to have something that's duplicatable. As you know, we have used there's like 500 different PowerPoints out there. Now we have one consistent PowerPoint that the Field Advisory Board, which is made up of top leaders in the company, collaborated together to put this together. So if you don't know if you can't get that off of your phone, okay, also go to lifeactivators.net, click on tools, and you will see it right in there, and you can, there's a PDF there. So you can get that and take a look at it, or you can show somebody from your phone. So that's pretty amazing. So what did I do here? Yeah. Okay. Also, Pro 5 Summit's coming up, and I encourage you, that's been one of the best things that people have ever gone to, is the Pro 5 Summit. It's August 2 to 5. And then the next qualification period is December 1st to June, okay? And so then there'll be another, that was the qualification period, and then will be another one to get ready for. Oh, here's where we announced the incentive trip. Okay, this is the new qualification period for the Pro 5 Summit. Oh, excuse me. This is not the Pro 5 Summit. This is to go to Ireland, okay, the next trip. So let's get rid of this hat, okay, because why? We don't want to live in the past. We want to live in the future. This is Ireland from July 1st to April, okay? So July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, 10 months to qualify for this trip. You say, well, how do I qualify? Well, you do a lot of work is what you do. So number one, you enroll, and whenever you enroll platinum, gold, or silver, or preferred customer, you get new points, okay? And also when you rank advanced, you get new points. Also, you get half points when your personally enrolled distributors rank advanced. And you get points for when you rank advanced and then hold that, okay? So here's how you get points. And I took a picture of that. I have no idea who the guy is standing in front of the Pro 10 thing, but you're not Pro 9, so you might not personally rank advanced to Pro 10. If you do, I'm sure you'll get there anyway. So you can see all this. It's going to be on your back office on the trip, but this is how you can get points. If you're a Pro 4 and you rank advanced from Pro 4 to Pro 5, you are going to get 100 points. Your enroller will get 50. When you hold that the next month, you get 50 points, and another win 50, and another 50. So if you rank advanced this month to Pro 5, and then you held that for 9 months, you'd have 550 points right there. So leagues have different ways. So Tier 1, Trip Through 1 is 1,000 points. You get points for everybody that you enrolled rank advancing, as well as yourself. Enrolling people, and so it's really a neat trip. So this is the car that I did not win. This was Andy Andrews, which was absolutely amazing speaker. He did a great job. Get some of his books. Andy Andrews. He was just very great. And again, that's the car I did not win. So what were some of my takeaways? I'm going to stop that share there. Some of my takeaways from that, several things. One is how important the Pace Setter program is. The Pace Setter is something that you can put out to people and say, listen, this wasn't available when I was enrolled, or they've just made this permanent, which is what they've done, and say, that means you can make an extra $700 in your first few months, more than I could. And so now's a great time for you to enroll. So follow up with people and say, hey, I know we had talked about that. It's gotten better. Are you interested? Because you got an extra $700 sitting on the table. Are you interested in taking a look again? So that's a good way to use the Pace Setter program. And then sit down, show them also, we've made it easier with a new app. So number one, the Pace Setter program gets some more money. Number two, it's easier with a new app. And number three, say, have you seen our stock recently? Because people and investment institutions are seeing how valid this is and say, I just don't want you to say, oh, I wish I would have. Oh, the timing was right. Things were beginning to hit a momentum. Certainly the stock is in momentum, and I just don't want you to miss it. So I was just calling you and say, if it's not for you, that's fine. But there's 3 reasons why maybe you should look again. So follow up with people with those 3 things, and I would think that would be very helpful. So I tell you what, why don't I just field any questions that there might be, and go from there. Okay? So go ahead, unmute yourself. Some already are unmuted because I hear them banging around, but go ahead. If you want to talk, just unmute yourself. Well, I don't know if I can answer those questions. That's a lot of questions, you know. But the one of the best breakout sessions I went to was on the compensation program, and that's when Tyler Daniels shared the rule of 3, and that was really good. If you haven't heard that, probably you can go to YouTube and type in Tyler Daniels and rule of 3, RULE of 3. So if anybody has a question, just go ahead and speak up.
On this new app, do you have to is it automatically configured into the app that you already have on the phone?
Which app do you have on your phone? What do you have on your phone?
Well, when it first came out, I put it on my phone. So
okay,
all this new information.
They're upgrading every 2 weeks, okay? So the best thing to do is to set your phone to automatically update, because they're rolling and they're adding new videos and everything every 2 weeks. So if you aren't on automatically to upgrade your apps, make sure like every week or 2 you're upgrading it.
Thank you, Kurt.
Yep. Any other questions? I'm trying to look, I'm going to see if I can look up the number to text for getting that app. I'm sure it's on the website, and I'm also sure I wrote it down, but I don't see it right here handy in my notes. So,
Hello.
I met someone who is ranked #1 in the world in the Ironman in age 50 to 54. And that's what they take to help their bodies. The Vitality Stack. So isn't that, yep, the Vitality Stack is, and they're the #1 Ironman in their age category. So that's pretty amazing.
Kurt, it's Ray Mummert.
Hi, Ray.
I have a question for you, Kurt. Can we, are like the LV Share and LV Move, are they kind of obsolete now? We don't really need those
Yeah.
apps, is that?
Yes,
Pro?
you can take them. You can take them right off. I used this app to put some blogs on Facebook just a couple of days ago, and it's seamless. But not just seamless, but if they click on that to look and they go through, you know where they end up? On Ray Mummert's LifeVantage site. So you can post a blog on Facebook that is really good information that they'll end up on your site. So that's incorporated. Also, this has artificial intelligence. So it's going to help give the kind of information that your people want and figure out when they should get it. And it's quite pretty cutting edge, and it's quite a program.
Thank you.
If there's no more questions, then I'm going to keep talking because I mean, I have some interesting stuff that I can share, and I'm going to share this. This is from Andy Andrews. So I mean, you go to these types of things and you hear a lot about people that are running or doing like that Ironman person, and you know, and talking about people that are running, especially like I have. Some relatives that run marathons and stuff, and locally we have people in our church that run marathons, 5Ks, 10Ks, you know, that type of thing. And so one thing that you sometimes ask, we had a guy in our church that he ran some local marathons, and ask him, well, what's your end game? I want to run in the Boston Marathon. And so, you know, I'm pretty impressed with that because what did he do? Well, every day he ran, you know, he ran every day, he trained, you know, and I mean, if you run 5 miles a day, I'm in awe, you know. If you run 10 miles in a row without stopping, like cutting through the neighborhood, you know, to take a shortcut, you know, I think that's incredible. Okay. So think of the marathon, Boston Marathon. You finally got there. You finally qualified. I mean, I can barely conceive running 26 miles without stopping. I mean, I can barely conceive that. Some of you, that may be nothing for you. But, you know, if you do all the work, you do all the planning, and you do all the training, and you go to the Boston Marathon, and you run your best, and you run 26 miles, you know, without stopping, you're not even going to get a participation trophy. You know why? It's 26.2 miles. And so sometimes we just need to go a little bit further than we've done in the past. Okay? So you can do all that training. You go to Boston, you can get the hotel, you can get there a couple of days early, you can eat right and do that type of thing. And if you run 26 miles, you don't even get a certificate that says you were there. You got to run 26.2. So in a lot of things in our life, we do a lot of things, but sometimes we just stop a little short. Maybe that one phone call, yet maybe I should follow up with that person one more time. Maybe you've run 26 miles, you've disciplined yourself, you've done a lot of things, you've done a lot of amazing stuff, and you've run your 26 miles. And at the end of the day, you're a little bit tired and you're worn out. But what if you need to go another 0.2? And it's usually the 0.2 that gets people, not the 26. So I just wanted to leave that with an encouragement. Let's finish the course. Let's finish the race that we have every day. The things that we need to do, that we ought to do, let's make sure that we run the full marathon. Because without that 0.2, we might as well have not done anything at all if you're running the marathon. So let me just leave you with that. And I'm glad to be back. Looking forward to getting together with many of you and helping you do what's necessary to build your business. Teamwork is so important, okay? And I was in China recently, and Julie, I have time for one more story, or no?
Absolutely. I love your stories.
Okay. I was in China, and I went to a city called Wenzhou. I was met there by our Chinese daughter that she's home for the summer. She's not with us now. And we were there for a graduation party for our Chinese son who just finished 4 years here, lived with us, and he just graduated from high school. And so we went there, and when we got together, Jennifer says to me, she goes, Dad, she says, I'd like to bungee jump. So there's a place in Wenzhou, an amusement park, where you could climb 10 stories up these stairs, and you could bungee jump. Well, so we go there, and we had a free time. We go to the amusement park, and we went over and checked it out, and there was a guy there that was getting ready to bungee jump. So we were in the place where you sign that you're healthy, you write down your blood pressure, you write who should we contact should something happen, who's your next of kin, do you hold us completely, all liability is off, we're, the risk of death, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we looked at that. He went, he bungee jumped, and she said, oh, let's go look around. So we went and looked around. We come back around again. And we sit down there, and she says, you think I should do it? I don't know. And she's talking. There's nobody else bungee jumping at that time. And she says, well, let's go look around. Let's go look around. So we came back the third time. And our time is running kind of short now for having to get back because we had a dinner to go to. She says, Dad, do you think I should do it? Should you think I should do it? And I said, well, I'm going to do it. She goes, really? You're going to do it? I said, well, yeah. I said, I'm here. Might as well bungee jump, well. So we both signed up, put my wife's dear name in. She gets everything, and everything. So we climb up these steps. We climb up these steps. We climb up these steps. And we get to the top. You should see the video. The video is absolutely killer. They said to her first, okay, ladies, you need to go first. And so she said, no. So I said, hey, okay, I'll go first. So I went and I did my bungee jumping, and it took me 59 years for my first bungee jump. But so I get done, and it's time for her. She said, did it hurt? No. Are you okay? Yeah. Are you really okay? Are you sure you're okay? Are you positive? Yeah, I'm fine. And what happened? But when you got to the bottom, did that hurt? Did it pressure you? So everything's fine. So she puts the harness on, and then we have just showing my wife, about 15 minutes of video of Jennifer clinging to the rails, holding on. And finally, and I'm sure there's a lesson in this, they said, okay, you can't go, you just come back maybe next year and that. And so she decided she would go if they would let her stand out there and And when she was ready, then she would go. They said, okay, yeah, we'll do that. So she did that. Of course, they push everybody. So anyway, she gets out there, and they promise not to push her, and poof, off she goes, and she bungee jumped. When she got done, I said, Jennifer, I said, do you know why I bungee jumped? She says, why? I said, let me ask you a question. Would have you bungee jumped if I didn't? Oh, no, I would have never dared. I said, that's what I realized. I said, sometimes we see that it's really important for somebody else to hit their goal. And so we do things. That's what teamwork's all about. We do things sometimes that maybe we're not comfortable with. Maybe we never had any desire to do. Maybe we don't really want to do, but we do things because we know it's important for that other person to hit their goal. And I said, I began to think, how would you feel if we left Winjo and you had come to this town and that was your main goal and you won? And I said, I realized you weren't going to be bungee jumping and then you needed some help. And I said, that's what teamwork is all about. And folks, that's what we do. You folks were building teams. And sometimes we need to do some things that we're not so comfortable with. Maybe we didn't want to do. Maybe we really have no desire to do, but we know that somebody else has a goal and we know how important it is for them to hit their goal. So find out what other people's goals are. Find out what it is and figure out how you could help them. It may not be bungee jumping, but find out some way of helping them. So I just wanted to leave you with that little story because I just think that it had a lesson and an application. So Tammy, question on the pace setter. Pace setter is this. I'm going to sum up real briefly. I don't have PowerPoint. If you enroll someone in July, by August, if they hit Pro 2 level, they get an extra $100. If they maintain that in September, they get an extra $100. If by the next month they go to Pro 3, they get $250 extra dollars. If they maintain that the next month, they get an extra $250. And it's to encourage them to rank advance quickly. Also, if they want to go to Ireland, if they rank advance quicker, they get some extra points. So, the company is really desirous to get people off the right way and for us to help them get started in the best way possible. And of course, we have the proven plan, and it hasn't changed. We have different tools, but use the proven plan and get people to begin to do what they need to do. So, okay. That's about all I have. Julie, do you want to take it back? And hopefully that was a help. And I believe there's a 9 p.m. Zoom also coming up that people can get on with Pearsons.
Awesome. Kurt, that was incredible. Thank you so much for all that great information. And I love that story there at the end and how you were willing to get out of your comfort zone to help her. So that's what we all need to do in this business. Somewhere along the way, you have to get out of your comfort zone to be successful. I don't know anybody that hasn't had to. So, and it's good for us. It helps us all to just grow and become a better person. So thank you all for joining us tonight. Thanks again, Kurt, for doing an awesome job. And I hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful week. And don't forget, like Kurt said, at 9 p.m. Eastern tonight, Gabe Pearson is doing his webinar, and that's a great webinar to invite a guest on to see this information or to follow up with them. So thanks, everybody. God bless you. Love you all. Have a great week. Bye for now. Thanks.
Good night, Julie. Good night, Kurt.
Take care.
Call tomorrow.
Good night.
Night.